Jeudi, c'est 20 janvier 2025. Mesdames et messieurs, gros point cap dominer l'actualité, nous tous connaissons. Jeudi, il n'y a pas deux gros nouvelles. Il y a une seule gros nouvelle qui c'est inauguration 47e président, c'est investiture sur 47e président des États-Unis. On a parlé de Donald Trump hier soir. On a gagné un gros débat, gros discours rentré au pouvoir Donald Trump là. Donc nous prenons ensemble. Pendant que Donald Trump lui-même l'apparaît en flèche, mesdames et messieurs, président Joe Biden a sorti avec Anpil, comme tu as dit, l'Anpil tristesse, ou du moins Anpil honte. Je vais partager avec vous comment le peuple américain qualifiait Joe Biden. Et un Joe Biden qui s'était chouchou peuple américain en bon petit temps, mais je dis là, il a qualifié Joe Biden comme président qui est moins populaire depuis l'année et deuxième mandat président Barack Obama. Donc, c'est dans tout sens, moun yo vraiment floche. Vous avez floche Joe Biden. Après 50 carrières, a servi et pays États-Unis, et mes peuples américains voyaient Joe Biden jeter tant qu'on fatra. Parce que le peuple là, c'est 25% américain seulement qui fait connaître que Joe Biden t'a réglé yon bagay sous pouvoir. Et nous gagnons Biden qui fait grâce à 5 autres monde encore qui te doit passer reste vie en prison, donc avant de quitter, il fait et 5 autres monde grâce, mesdames et messieurs. Donc nous gagnons oligarchie et Donald Trump qui a installé en Washington et puis acheté des adresses de premier lot. Et TikTok retourné dans discours Trump t'a fait hier soir. Li mentionnel et faut que moi dou TikTok retourner pour la plus belle. Jean le retourner c'est avec un deal li joine avec président Donald Trump. M'bral dou qui ça deal là matin ba y en pile. Hier nous t'ai chance de recevoir Rosemont Jean comme haïtien qui te dit nous en pile causer sous partie de la vie ça m'encourage pour tendre li. Alors, nous parlons premièrement, défaite totale président Joe Biden non et selon Jean peuple américain Welly, moi-même que me peuple comme toujours dit déjà, c'est un peuple qui plus ingrat qui gagne sous la terre, si un peuple qui plus ingrat sous la terre, bon pas ka dire ingrat, bon dit l'autre gens, peuple qui plus traite qui existe sous la terre, c'est peuple américain lié. Peuple ça vraiment traite et pas rien on fait pour peuple ça. Pour penser ou à fond bagay sérieux à la fin de la journée, l'a songé ou. Ça pas existé, donc c'est peuple qui pas songé en rien et la prend place ou li remplace. OK, m'pense peuple américain, c'est un coup une série de moun, comment les moun ça, les moun c'est femmes qui pas fidèle. Donc femme pied léger. M'ba langage là, bon genre langage là, OK, m'ba bon langage qui plus bas là même bon langage femme pied léger. Femme pied léger, quel que soit son fait pour lui et à la seconde li remplace à la seconde. Ou de faire 10 ans marié avec elle et puis gon diaspora quand aujourd'hui là et puis diaspora dit hey m'a pas t'avoir. Et vrai, on pas avec oui. Ou que mari m'ba non, m'ba mari quitte avec l'autre. Mais ou même qui fait 20 ans marié papa. Diaspora vinière. Diaspora vinière bail $100, qui bail $200. L'oublier toute dépense pour eux. Et puis diaspora remplace rapide oui. Donc c'est comme ça femme américaine lui-même lié. Donc à dire que tout effort Joe Biden t'a fait avec peuple là et Joe Biden qui joue une économie en baisse, Joe Biden qui joue un pays dévasté par coronavirus et puis qui arrange pour le mettre pays à sous rail économie. Mais peuple là yo lapidé président. C'est triste pour façon peuple américain yo fait président Joe Biden non. Franchement, son bagay qui triste. Et franchement, donc ça ou pas contre qui mot ou kabali. Bon salut, bonjour, bonsoir à tous les amis, comment vous êtes? Moi espère en forme, si n'a regardé vidéo ça nous là toujours. Nous dit papa bon Dieu qui on c'est la gros bout merci qui fait un cadeau un jour en plus non pas monsieur MPH zami mieux le MP ma belle Hélène le MPP l'autre boule sucre toujours chercher un nom pour bon moi c'est tout un plaisir matin pour me passer pour me fournir non information sur appel venir moi encourager pour abonner y a pas difficile du tout gardez sur en bas là pour un bouton qui marqué subscribe cliquez sur lui automatiquement fin cliquer sur bouton ça la boyo cloche notification cliquez sur cloche notification tout retirez le sous personnalisé mettez le sous tout comme ça chaque fois moi monter vidéo ou cap joindre notification vidéo ça mesdames et messieurs et puis pas oublier la un like en bas vidéo c'est façon même pour capable montrer ou apprécier travail ça laguer like là et non toujours exiger que chaque grand monde mais qui a peur de nous qui a consommé travail là laguer un like s'il vous plaît faut que moi dire que et depuis avant il non laguer like mais c'est job bam pour que moi rappeler nous pour me songer nous pour me dire nous continuer laguer like là en bas vidéo. Mon grand mot pour matin comme d'habitude Jean que me toujours gagner le bon Dieu fin lever pas jamais descendre al joindre ça ou quitter en bas yo sous prétexte ou gain pitié ou bien compassion. Attendez. Bon Dieu te en bas parmi foule là. Li choisi prend parmi foule là. Li metto en lait. En pile fois moi avec pour nous yo pas dit non humilier moun parce que au school yo a humilier moun eh bien nous toujours descendre n'al joindre yo. Ou elle descend n'al joindre yo, nous toujours sorti victime. Sou bon Dieu fin levo ou pas remet moun en bas yo plus que bon Dieu créé yo a. Bon Dieu levo pour une raison, elle quitte en bas pour une raison toujours. Les jours pas arrivé pour lever à lever, pas essayer ou même à descendre dans tout, garder sous capote ou sous dos mettre en l'air tandis que le a pas arrivé. Si vous faites ça, c'est vous qui êtes victime. Ça me là, c'est vrai, oui. C'est vous qui êtes victime. Pas humilier yo. Son joté en bas tout. Si vous vinn koto là, ba yo bon traitement. Si vous mande prêter, fait yo cadeau. Entendez bien? Si vous mande prêter, fait yo cadeau. Prêtez m 5000, m'pa gagner, m'gen 200 là ou mettre prendre. À l'aise. OK? Pas mande yo mande prêter, pas prêter. Fait yo cadeau. Et puis vivre avec yo tant que tout le monde sans problème. Mais descendre à joindre yo, pas jamais fait ça. Si vous faites ça, c'est vous qui payez. Moun pas jamais remet moun qui était en bas avec le monter. Là où descend à joindre ni. Il pas comprendre nous. Et ou victime. Dans bon sens mon dou là. Si ou déjà arrivé dans level ça à côté bon Dieu metto là, elle est con pour qui? Ou pas qu'à dire level là pas mérite, ou faut descendre quand même. Ma branche bouche moi pour pas dire mettre division non, mais son bail qui normal lié frère. L'or descend ou victime. Ti système nan rete, ti système non. Vous comprenez moi? Ti système nan rete, ti système non. Ou victime. Si vous prenez n'importe femme qui quitte place bon Dieu place là, non presse elle prend n'importe nèg dans foyer al victime. Li rive ak diplôme ni, li rive ak connaissance li rive ak beauté, li rive ak parler français, li rive ak parler anglais, li rive avec tout ça li rive yo. Nèg la prend à soufflette parce que nèg la kon valeur sak nan maintenant. Pour qui ça? Parce que ou pas respecter classe ou pas respecter rang. Gon la faut respecter rang ou que moun parle, moun dit ça le business pa yo ou respecter rang. Ou respecter rang. De même sous c'est un moun ou son garçon et bon Dieu mette yon côté gon moun pour gagner, faut que son moun qui kon valeur ça le gagner maintenant. Moun qui pas kon valeur ça le gagner maintenant, li traite n'importe qui gens parce que côté ou pas kon le monsieur ça. Be careful. Alors pas prendre ou plus gain pitié que bon Dieu ou gain plus l'amour que bon Dieu et pour descendre en bas dans jungle là. OK? Et s'il te besoin dans jungle t'a quitto. D'abord m'a dit pas faute moi et va mettre tête moi là. Si elle prend là retire. Et apprendre leçon ça à tout côté. Depuis on descend quitter classe ou victime. Elle dans la Bible. Gonèg k'ap quitter et Jérusalem pas pour le Jéricho. L'a quitté Jérusalem li pour le Jéricho. Non, route papa, c'est un bon samaritain qui sauve lui. Gade classe bon Dieu mettons Jérusalem ouye. Ou pas qu'il doit quitter Jérusalem ou pour le Jéricho. Ça va le faire. Quand on va aller. Ça va le faire Jéricho mando. Eh ben yo croise avec nan route. Moi demi-mort son bon samaritain qui sauve. Il n'est capté de la matin dit à demi-mort. Ou grand monde retient grand monde autant de frère. Ou non l'âge retient l'âge autant de frère. Vous entendez ça Abdoula? Est-ce que vous entendez ça Abdoula? Ou même Florida vous regardez avant m'a parler. Avant m'a parler Florida et la matin vous regardez avant m'a parler. Petit ça parent frère. Petit ça parent. Aux victimes. Vous entendez? Petit ça parent. Sou ka aider le payer l'école là aider, ou ka aider le payer ka la aider. Vous comprenez ça fait là? Sou ka aider dans l'université à aider. Moi petit ça le parent. Les parents non? Vous entendez? OK. Sou quoi menti, continuez. Ou gen tout bagay qui pour arriver net sou continuer. Et puis laisse à chercher numéro de tout côté MP avec moi t'a parlé ventilule de développement point laisse à m'pa game map en rupture stock MP ventilule de développement point en rupture stock OK yo nous camper pas avec camper mais OK PC gaz bon nouvelle là de quoi que pour me avancer OK bon nouvelle là donc moi me bon je comme douli ou pas veut prendre ça c'est où mesdames et messieurs. Nous connaissons, bon, jamais yo lage président Biden non. Si Biden l'était conservé, franchement, il pas t'a fait 4 ans au pouvoir. Sous président Biden pas jamais gen protestation. Ou pas personne a protesté. Ou pas même tande trop critique. Ou vinn tande critique sous président Joe Biden, bon gens critique c'est après Diskou te fait dans mois juin 2024 débat te fait dans CNN. Après débat, yo remarqué que Biden commence grand monde et à cause de vieillissement li Biden pas ka diriger. Mais à fait di économie descend, pays écrasé, pays brisé, nous pas jamais ça. Peuple américain vinn gon seul l'amour qui monte dans tête li pour Donald Trump et mais yo tout prend Biden yo gaspillé 50 ans de carrière politique. Jodi an n'a gade moun qui te was a good or a great president. C'est 25% population qui dit Joe Biden te un great president. 25% non population c'est 25% non population qui déclare que Biden était un grand président. 25%, seulement 25%. Entendez comment ça y est.
While Biden's approval ratings exiting office are frosty, Trump appears to be enjoying a bit of a honeymoon period. Joining us now to run the numbers on this, CNN senior data reporter Harry Inton. Hello, Harry.
Hello.
This is a pretty typical pattern, but these numbers for Biden seem especially low.
Yeah, they're historically, though. They're, I dare say, historically awful. What am I talking about?
Donc, non bio, non sondage pour Joe Biden pendant que M. Donald Trump a célébré au Limouni, ça n'est lune de miel li. Eh bien, nous avons Joe Biden lui-même qui a quitté office avec un niveau job approval dans fin premier terme qui est extrêmement et historiquement low, très bas. Nous jouons George Bush te bas 56% en 1993, le t'a quitté. Nous jouons Carter en 81, te à 44% le parti populaire. Donald Trump 2021 te à 39% le parti populaire. Et mais nous jouons Biden vin moins populaire que tout le monde ça yo. At 38%.
About here. Well, job approval at the end of the first term. I'm just looking amongst those who lost or didn't run for re-election. You don't have to be a mathematical genius to see which is the lowest number on your screen right now.
Ou pas besoin on so gros mathématicien pour qui moun qui gen niveau plus bas
Average
là,
of polls, my average. Joe Biden's at 38. Actually
Donc,
lower
Joe
than
Biden,
Donald Trump
c'est
was at the
nèg
end of
qui
his.
pi haut, qui pi bas, eh bien, dans le sondage, plus, moins que Jean, pi bas que Jean Donald Trump teye dans
First term.
2021.
Remember, at the end of his first term, everyone was saying Donald Trump's political career is over. Joe Biden's approval ratings even lower than Trump's was by just a point. He's lower than Jimmy Carter, who was at 44% by the end of his presidency. Not even close to George H.W. Bush, who was at 56%. Saw a nice rebound, but the
Donc, Jimmy Carter en 1981, vous côté mémoire qui mourir là, c'est là que dit que était moins populaire dans l'histoire États-Unis. En 1981, l'État fini dans job à pauvre, monsieur était seulement 44%. Le Donald Trump a fini en 2021, mais tout le monde dit donc c'est fini pour Donald Trump. Carrière politique, monsieur, fini. Il y a une popularité qui est plus bas dans ce job à pauvre. Mais je dis à mesdames et messieurs, Joe Biden.
The bottom line is this. Joe Biden came in to end the Donald Trump reign in this country, right? End Donald Trump's political career. And all that's ended up happening is Joe Biden has managed to end up at a lower approval rating at the end of his first term than any president on record, Jessica.
Mesdames et messieurs, donc Joe Biden, l'histoire, c'était fini pour te finir la carrière Donald Trump, rentrer Donald Trump yon côté. Mais à la fin de la journée, Donald Trump et Biden, il finit avec un record qui plus bas, qui n'a jamais existé dans l'histoire présidentielle américaine. Nous de Joe Biden.
And how are people reflecting on his entire presidency at this moment?
Yeah, so if you think this...
Donc, sous présidentiel, sous administration, ça là.
The approval rating number is bad. Take a look at this particular number. All right, a good or great president at the end of their terms. Well, Barack Obama, 52% of Americans thought he was a good or great president at the end of his presidency, 2017.
Donc, est-ce que yon bon président ou bien yon great président à la fin de terme yo? Pour Obama, c'était 52%. Donc, that's why Obama fini. Jusqu'à maintenant, c'est le chouchou du peuple américain. C'est le petit chouchou du peuple américain. L'homme très respecté de l'histoire américaine, qu'on vle ou pas. M'pavle des Haïtiens, surtout Haïtiens qui en Haïti, les a parlé des présidents américains ou yo pas bon. Mais pas pour yo pas président. Ça c'est un bagage pour nous mettre dans tête non. Président américain pas président nous. C'est une bagage yo de Donald Trump jodi hein. C'est le pire homme de l'histoire. Pas un plus mauvais garçon passé Donald Trump, c'est ça ouais. Mais non, he's not a bad president for America. C'est pour le bad president parce qu'elle pas président. Moi j'aime te dire nous clair avec ça. So, dans dossier économie, donc c'est Trump pour choisi. Dans dossier immigrant, les a cherché intérêt personnel nous est Kamala. Mais je dis c'est Trump lié pas un choix c'est lié. Donc, un mauvais président, c'est pas pour ni bon ni mauvais. Un président américain, pas ni bon ni mauvais pour Haïti. Parce que, nous même Haïti, nous tous politiciens, nous chita dit, Américain crase pays nous, Américain crase pays nous, Américain crase pays nous. Tandis que nous, c'est acheter zam, bay bandi en Haïti, tandis que on dirait que l'un joue zam yo, on t'a dit c'est Biden qui achète zam ça, on voit Haïti à travailler pour lui. Est-ce que nous, c'est sénateurs, c'est députés qui ont acheté des armes pour craser propre pays et là, ça n'a pas dit Américain. Donc, nous cachons son prétexte américain pour nous craser pays, nous cachons son prétexte étranger Occident pour nous faire tout tenter dans le pays, nous. Saint-Domingue, quand on l'a lui-même, il n'a pas dit c'est Occident, la pousse pour pipi devant. Tout l'autre pays a poussé pipi devant. Costa Rica prend contrôle, Nicaragua, tout pays prend contrôle pour faire affaire par Salvador m't'a dit bien. Salvador dit lui-même c'est ça la fait dans pays, mais tout Salvador puis pour américain pas ça. Il fait affaire. Jean veulent mettre sécurité dans pays, nous a dit américain pas vle. Mais les américains veulent na gain pays. Jodi mais ça peuple américain dit Joe Biden c'est plus mauvais président yote jamais connaît. Yo t'attend là aller pour faire histoire ça. Mais depuis d'où Joe Biden c'est plus mauvais président.
Donald Trump very much behind Barack Obama at 36%. But look at how low Joe Biden is, my goodness gracious, you can't really get lower than 25% in our polarized era, because the bottom line is there's going to be a bunch of Democrats who would say that Biden was a good or great president no matter what he did. But yet it's only a quarter of the country who believes that Joe Biden was a good or great president. It is the lowest number since AP Nork started tracking this back at the end of Barack Obama's second term.
Donc, Jean Carel, c'est que c'est seulement un cas dans le peuple américain qui fait connaître Joe Biden lui-même, il était un bon président. Un cas, ça veut dire qu'il y a quelques grands démocrates qui disent oui, Joe Biden fait bon bagaille, quel que soit ça Joe Biden fait, mais c'est seulement un cas qui dit et Joe Biden c'était un bon président. Tout reste honnête dit Joe Biden c'est le plus mauvais président qui a existé dans l'histoire, moun yo pas jamais connaît. Donc, comme vous voulez nous apprendre, yon petit bagay tout simplement ensemble avec nous, et nous connaissons déjà, mais mettez-le en pratique. Le peuple américain, mot qui les traite là, c'est pour yo bon Dieu te créé. Vous voulez comprendre ça? Mot que les traite là, vocabulaire que les traite là, rat mot de soufflé. Bon Jean rat mot de soufflé, c'est pas pour l'autre monde. Yo te créé mot ça, c'est pour peuple américain, yo te créé mot ça. Moun qui moins populaire, moun qui moins pas fan rien pour pays après pandémie, c'est Joe Biden. C'est Joe Biden qui prend pays dans pandémie et puis Kimbel vivant. C'est pas fait bagage seulement, nous qui important là. Même Kimbel un pays vivant après pandémie, ça fait un garçon total. Et si les États-Unis étaient plongés, le monde tout a plongé dans le chaos total économiquement. Mais peuple pas temps pour faire réflexion ça pour. Mesdames et messieurs, c'est lamentable façon que le président Biden.
Is it Joe Biden? There's a lot there to chew on. Yeah. I do want you to talk us through Trump's popularity at this point.
Yeah, so if Joe Biden's numbers are at his lowest point, right, Donald Trump's are right near his top point. We have a little thing up here.
Donc, pendant que Biden a descendu dans point qui plus bas, ben Donald Trump a monté non point qui plus haut.
I'm so tall, I was managed to able actually bump it. Look at this. Trump's record favorable rating. You know, you go back 4 years ago, he was at 38%. Look at where he is today. 47%. That is the highest favorable rating Donald Trump has ever registered in an average of polls.
Today, donc Donald Trump, moun qui favorable, moun qui dit la vie non bon président, eh bien, en 2021, monsieur niveau à 38%. Jodi ali à 47%. Ça montre que, de toute manière, moi-même, en tous les cas, c'est dans la politique Donald Trump là m'bavel. Dans la politique, pas vle ou immigrant. Nous entendons bien. Si nous voulons copier. Dans la politique, pas vle ou immigrant m'bavel. Mais si on est qui veut faire vivre papa, ou veut réussir vivre, c'est lui poursuivre. Nous entendez? Si vous voulez réussir vivre, c'est lui poursuivre. C'est monsieur ça qui écrit livre qui est le Art of the Deal là. OK, l'art de négocier, c'est lui-même qui écrit Art of the Deal. Nèg ça pas jamais perdu son gagnant lié. Donc il perdu dans premier mandat al tourner. Il est là quitté les États-Unis là, monsieur populaire. Le monsieur a quitté deuxième terme la populaire. A gan pile kob ka brasser dans pays a, m'bo garanti. A gan pile kob pour ça m'tande monsieur d'ici au fait ka brasser dans pays. Seulement état santé non pas comment la pied. Mais a gen kob. Attendez, écrit ça me dit état santé non pas comment la pied. Parce que dans 4 ans là comme ça, ouais jodi elle fait neige. Après 5-6 ans encore et pas neige la fin encore. OK? Nous gain pour nous descendre à moins 200 degrés. Nous gain pour nous descendre à moins 200 degrés. Et ouais chaleur lui-même. Bon pas combien de degrés Celsius ça a monté. Qu'on a 100 degrés, bon nous a plus 200 degrés Celsius. Ou gain pour un bas air conditionné ou pas arrêter. Là, c'est sous Ray Donald Trump là. Moi gain comme ou gain doit pas vivre longtemps comme là moi gain quand même parce que Jean bay pétrole la pral là et en l'air pral prend coup. Là on pral gan pile chaleur qui descend joindre nous et les neiges la descend sérieusement tout. Ça veut dire qu'on a une mauvaise neige ou une mauvaise chaleur. Là et 5-10 ans après on sentir.
So what we're dealing with is something very interesting, whereby, as I was saying, Joe Biden's at his worst point. Donald Trump is actually at his best point, being with this such a high favorable rating. One other little last thing I will point out, because I want to get to the forecast a little bit, is just take a look at this. Will Trump be a good president? In January of 2017, you saw 48% for Donald Trump. Look at where we are today. A majority expect that Donald Trump will be a good president.
Donc, 2017 janvier, 48% te dit Donald Trump son bon président. Jeudi en janvier 2025, 56% dit
so
Donald Trump
expectations for him are quite high. We'll see if he's able to meet those expectations.
Yeah, and you mentioned the weather. How cold will it be historically?
I mean, my goodness gracious. I mean, what are we talking about? We're talking Monday's forecast is in the low 20s, a low 10s wind chill. That would make it the potentially second coldest inauguration on record. Remember, Ronald Reagan was at 7 in 1985. We're looking right around where JFK was in 1960.
Donc, la nappe, comment Fred dit, par rapport à moun, nous joignons Ronald Reagan. Dans 85, il était à 7 degrés.
Look, this is even going to be colder than Obama's at 28. At 28.
28 degrés. Donc, il est cool là, nous avons une température qui est plus bas, qui n'a jamais existé, mesdames et messieurs. Anyway, moi, je voulais avec nous comment président Joe Biden est devenu impopulaire pendant qu'il a quitté un mandat. OK? Donc, hier soir, c'était la fête qui était gagnée et côté Donald Trump lui-même, l'État bail et comme d'Abdullah, Diskou rentré au pouvoir lui. Donc la tête tremblée, donc il y a Elon Musk qui était présent. Elon Musk était présent avec tout petit lia qui relait X et puis monsieur des autres. C'est Elon Musk là ou des autres pauvres qui était présent, X était présent tout, monter stage là les Biden, les Trump Terrele Elon Musk, donc monter fait des ordres jusqu'à ce que Elon Musk pas qu'à même parler et même il était obligé de dire 2-3 grands mots tellement ti ex t'a bail problème à terre mesdames et messieurs, mais malgré ça Trump bat bravo pour ti ex sont super intelligent. Est-ce que m'ka boire côté ex on côté ex. OK, mais Elon Musk, OK, mais Elon Musk, on va Elon Musk là. Voilà, on va Elon Musk à tout ti ex. OK, ou après Elon Musk a tout ex-cap monté.
Did you see his rocket yesterday? It was captured. And X is with him. X. Come on, okay. Thank you, Mr. President. Sorry, little X just followed me on the stage here. He's a very enthusiastic supporter, as you can see. So we're looking forward to making a lot of changes, and you know this victory is the start really. What matters going forward is to actually make significant changes, cement those changes, and set the foundation for America to be strong for a century, for centuries, forever. So.
Donc c'est ça me veut montrer c'est que donc login et des gars jeunes pour gagner cop de pour gagner cop même si ti moun désordre yo bat bravo pour lui ouais ti moun a fait désordre yo bat bravo regarde ces petites malheureux désordre vous avez regardé là gars petite malheureux désordre gars petit grand nèg yo pas désordre bon c'est pas arrêter parce que ex pas bal côté non ex pas bal côté donc Donald Trump c'est mo Elon ou capable donc Mélanie pas venir là jusqu'à ce que discours a fini Mélanie pas venir mais Elon t'est passé pour t'être capable parler donc Trump dit en pile causer il parle de immigration donc Amérique va changer de si je veux entendez qui ça Donald Trump t'a dit donc parce que c'est ça la nouvelle aujourd'hui entendez quelques bagailles que Donald Trump lui-même. Sorry guys, li tap dit, mesdames et messieurs. Donc, il n'a pas quelques minutes là-dedans seulement qui sont passées. Oui, il n'a pas quelques minutes. Donc, entendez.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We won.
We won. Thank you very much, everybody. What a good feeling. We like winning, don't we? Huh? We're going to make our country greater than ever before. Hello, Washington, and hello, America. We're all over America. I'm thrilled to be back with so many friends, supporters, and true American patriots on the eve of taking back our country. That's what we're going to do, take back our country. Tomorrow at noon, the curtain closes on 4 long years of American decline, and we begin a brand new day of American strength and prosperity, dignity and pride. Bringing it all back. Once and for all, we're going to end the reign of a failed and corrupt political establishment in Washington, a failed administration. We're not going to take it anymore. We're going to stop the invasion of our borders. We're going to reclaim our wealth. We're going to unlock the liquid gold that's right under our feet, liquid gold. We're going to bring back law and order to our cities. We're going to restore patriotism to our schools, get radical left, woke ideologies the hell out of our military and out of our government. And we are going to make America great again. I want to thank the tens of thousands of incredible men and women who have come from all over the nation to take part in this very special moment. And I just heard in watching some of the coverage that there are rallies like this taking place all over the country. People are happy. People are happy. It's been a long time. None of this would have been possible without you and the millions of hardworking citizens who have joined our cause. You know, right over there, just noticed a group of beautiful ladies, beautiful women from North Carolina, right here too. I don't know how the hell they've been to 167 rallies. You believe it? You think their husbands are happy about that? I don't know. But they look beautiful. They're incredible people, and they love our country. Thank you very much. Then up here I see we have front row Joes all over the place. Uncle Sam, Mr. Wall. Oh boy. But we've been through so much together, and for the next 4 years I will fight for you every single day. We're going to be fighting for you. This is the greatest political movement in American history. And 75 days ago, we achieved the most epic political victory our country has ever seen. That's what they say. We won the popular vote for the first time of any Republican in many, many years. We swept all 7 swing states by big numbers. We won Pennsylvania, we won Georgia, we won North Carolina, we won Michigan, we won Wisconsin, we won Arizona, we won Nevada. We won them all by historic margins, and we won the great state of Florida by 13 points. Nobody's done that ever. And a record that will never be broken. All 50 states shifted toward the Republican Party, the first time that that's ever happened. All 50 states. We won the largest number of African American voters in Republican Party history. We won more Hispanic American votes than any Republican has ever gotten before by a lot. And we won Latino men and women, and on top of that, youth, men, urban, suburban, rural, and people from everywhere in between are joining us in record numbers. We've never had anything like this. Too big to rig, that's what I used to say. Too big to rig. We made it too big. Oh, and they tried. They tried. It was too big. Around 9:02, they just said, let's get the hell out of here. This isn't working. They were swamped, to put it nicely. We also took back the U.S. Senate. We had some great people running. And the House Republicans won their largest popular vote majority in presidential year since 1928. We had a lot of people voting. So the Senate, the House Republicans, we got all three of them. A little bit close on those two. Senate's in great shape. House Republicans, actually, they both have great leaders. They both have great people. Heading John Thune is fantastic. And if you look at Mike Johnson, he's got a pretty tight majority, but actually it's very tight, but it's very good because we vote unified. We're really voting unified, and so it doesn't make much difference. In the election of 2024, which will be the most consequential election in American history, we not only won a mandate, but we built a new American majority that will lead our country to unparalleled success for generations to come. That's what we want to do. And someday, in 30 years from now, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, some of these young people are going to say, I remember Donald Trump, he did a good job. He set us on his way. He told us, he gave us a path. Our new administration will inherit disasters at home and abroad, an economy plagued by inflation and high interest rates, a catastrophic border crisis. Nobody can believe they let people in. They have an open border policy. Do you think that makes sense? Open borders. Anybody wants to. Jails, prisons, mental institutions, gangs being emptied right through that ugly open border. A government that cannot care for its citizens in a time of emergency. Look at what's happening in Los Angeles. Look at what's happening in North Carolina. They've treated them so badly. In a planet on the brink of World War III. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But starting tomorrow, I will act with historic speed and strength and fix every single crisis facing our country. We have to do it. We're not going to have a country yet. Before even taking office, you are already seeing results that nobody expected to see. Everyone is calling it I don't want to say this, it's too braggadocious, but we'll say it anyway, the Trump effect. It's you're the effect. Since the election, the stock market has surged and small business optimism has soared a record 41 points to a 39-year high. Bitcoin has shattered one record high after another. The major investment company known as DeMat, the properties, has announced that it will be investing between $20 and $40 billion in the United States, and SoftBank, another great company, has pledged between $100 and $200 billion. These are all investments that are only being made because of the fact that we won the election. Can create jobs for hundreds of thousands, even millions of Americans. Today I spoke with Tim Cook of Apple. He said they're going to make a massive investment in the United States because of our big election win. And as of today, TikTok is back. So, you know, I did a little TikTok thing. We have a guy, TikTok Jack. He's a young kid, like 21 years old. And we hired this guy, and I went on TikTok. Can you believe what I'll do to win an election? And we went on TikTok, and Republicans have never won the young vote, the youth vote. They win a lot of votes, but they never won the youth vote. We won the youth vote by 36 points. So I like TikTok. I like it. I like it. I had a slightly good experience, wouldn't you say? Romney lost it by 40 points. not so long ago. We won it by 36 points. That's a very big spread. But I said we need to save TikTok because we're talking about a tremendous... Who in this audience goes with TikTok? Many? Yeah, very popular. And frankly, we have no choice. We have to save it. A lot of jobs. We don't want to give our business to China. We don't want to give our business to other people. And I said, you know, TikTok without my approval, meaning the president's approval, because Congress gave the president the right to make a deal, do whatever he wants. And they did that a long time ago when they had a different president. They didn't know that I was going to be the president, I guess. So I said, very simply, a joint venture. So if TikTok is worth nothing, zero, without an approval, you know, if you don't approve, they're out of business, they're worth nothing. If you do approve, they're worth like $1 trillion. They're worth some crazy number. So I said, I'll approve, but let the United States of America own 50% of TikTok. I'm approving on behalf of the United States. So they'll have a partner, the United States, and they'll have a lot of bidders, and the United States will do what we call a joint venture. And there's no risk. We're not putting up any money. All we're doing is giving them the approval, without which they don't have anything. So, I don't know, it sounds like that works. What do you think? Good? I think so. So whether you like TikTok or not, we're going to make a lot of money. Perhaps most beautiful of all, this week we achieved an epic ceasefire agreement as a first step toward lasting peace in the Middle East. And this agreement could only have happened as a result of our historic victory in November. That was some victory. Was that greatest? I don't even know which was greater, 2016 or this one. I think this one. Look, Honest Abe Lincoln. We have Honest Abe. We have Uncle Sam. You know, Uncle Sam shook my hand about 2 months ago. He's got the strongest grip I've ever... You are a strong man. I said, what the hell was that? But I'm glad to report that the first hostages have just been released. And who knows what's going to happen? I know that Biden is saying that they made the deal. Well, you know... I mean, that deal should have... First of all, it would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened. There was not even a thought of it. Iran was broke. They had no money for Hezbollah. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money. They were broke, totally broke, and they would have never done anything. But they did it, you know. I like to think back to the past. I said, if only the election weren't rigged, all the things that would have happened, that would have been so good. But it was. We're not going to let that happen again. I want to thank my friend Steve Witkoff, who I think is here. I know he made a beautiful speech. I heard he made a great speech. But he's an amazing guy. I said, I got to get myself a negotiator. We have to get a good negotiator. A lot of guys are knowledgeable, but they can't negotiate. They don't have the personality or whatever. And Steve does, and Steve's a great negotiator, very successful guy. But he's our new special envoy to the Middle East for helping reach this great breakthrough, and really couldn't have been done without Steve. Where is Steve Witkoff? Is he around here someplace? Because he was so great. There he is. Hello, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. What a job. Our incoming administration has achieved all of this in the Middle East in less than 3 months without being president. We've achieved more without being president than they've achieved in 4 years with being president. But just imagine all of the good things that we will accomplish together with 4 more years in the White House, and we're going to do a lot of things. You're going to see something tomorrow. You're going to see executive orders that are going to make you extremely happy. Lots of them. Lots of them. We have to set our country on the proper course. By the time the sun sets tomorrow evening, the invasion of our borders will have come to a halt, and all the illegal border trespassers will in some form or another be on their way back home. Think of it. We've allowed millions and millions of people into our country through open borders, no checks, no vetting, no anything. Millions and millions of people. And lots of those people are murderers. 52% of them killed more than one person. Other than that, they're quite fine. They're nice people. These are rough people. Remember, I used to say these people are rough. And they would say, no, these are illegal immigrants. They're very safe. I said, they're not safe. Look at what's happened with Venezuela, where they're sending these gangs in and they're taking over apartment complexes in Colorado and then cutting off the fingers of a man who had the nerve and desire to call the police. He said, you want to call the police? Bah, guess what? You have no fingers. These are rough people, and they're getting the hell out of our country. They're out. The border security measures I will outline in my inaugural address tomorrow will be the most aggressive, sweeping effort to restore our borders the world has ever seen. You know, we had the best, safest border in the history of our country. You remember that with the great chart that I put up. I don't even know if they have that chart now. Maybe they do. These guys are good. Maybe they do. Who that? I don't know. I didn't tell them I was going to do this. I didn't tell, but we have some very good people, but I didn't say. But we had a chart, and I looked to my right, and then they said, ooh, that hurt. What the hell was that? I still have that throbbing feeling in my ear. Oh, there it is. Look at it. These people are amazing. I didn't tell them I was doing that. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's all over the place. I love that. That is the most beautiful piece of paper I've ever seen in my life. But if you look at that chart, and you look at the red arrow on the bottom, that's the single lowest we ever had in history, at least recorded history, of illegals pouring into our country. We had done a great job, and then they took over, and look what happened. It's like an Elon Musk rocket ship going up. That reminds me of Elon, his rocket ships. Look at that. Look at the difference. And it just continued and continued, and we're taking in people that shouldn't be here. They come in from prisons, from jails. They shouldn't be here. Mental institutions. I used to mention, and the press would always excoriate me, I'd say the late, great Hannibal Lecter came into our country today. Silence of the Lamb. Anybody see that movie? Lovely movie. And when people went to the voter booth, they said, we don't want Hannibal Lecter in our country. The press would say, why is he bringing up Hannibal Lecter? That was a fictitious character. Actually, they're not so fictitious. We have people in our country that are probably worse that we allowed in. But we will quickly reestablish control of our sovereign territory and borders. We will expel every single illegal alien, gang member, and migrant criminal operating on American soil, and remove the savage gang Tren de Aragua from the United States. Here's a little video for you to see about this gang. Go ahead. That's what we allowed in, and they're nice people compared to some of them. They're nicer than others. These are really vicious people, gang members, and many, many people from prisons. And crime all over the world is down. You know why? Because they got their criminals into the United States of America. You look at Venezuela. They've emptied their prisons into our country. Many other places the same. I would have done the same if I headed up any of the countries. I know most of those guys are smart. They're leaders. They are smart, streetwise people. As soon as I heard they were going to have open borders, I said, if you do that, every prison all over the world is going to be emptied out into our country. They come in from the Congo. The Congo's big on emptying their prisons. The only thing good about it is they make our criminals look like really nice people. These people are vicious people all over the world, not just South America, all over the world they come from mental institutions and from jails and prisons. With our actions tomorrow, my administration will deliver justice for every family whose loved one has been stolen from them by migrant crime, including Laken Riley, Rachel Morin, Jocelyn Nungari, skeleton and every other precious American soul that we have lost to these animals. Their memories will live in the hearts forever, in our hearts forever, and we will never, ever forget them. And their contribution, I told their mothers who were devastated, their parents, their fathers, they're devastated. They'll never be the same. They'll never be the same. But I said, your daughter has made a major contribution. Your son has made a major contribution. There are hundreds and even thousands of victims of this horrible atrocity. And you add those numbers to the numbers of crime that we're already going through the roof, and it's something that you wouldn't even believe. Do you remember I did the debate, and I had David Muir from ABC saying, no, crime has gone down. I said, no, it's gone through the roof. Crime has gone through the roof, David. No, crime has gone down. I said it's gone through the roof. And then he goes, I disagree with that. The next day they announced that crime was up like 40%. This guy the whole thing is it's so bad. You can't even imagine how anybody could be for these things of, think of it, open borders, prisons and mental institutions, men playing in women's sports, transgender for everyone. Transgender. And very soon we'll begin the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even larger than President Dwight Eisenhower, who has the record right now. And we're going to end the Biden war on American energy and unleash our energy resources to quickly defeat inflation and achieve the lowest cost of energy and electricity on Earth. And we're going to be using our emergency powers to allow countries and entrepreneurs and people with a lot of money build big plants, AI plants. We need double the energy that we already have, and it's going to end up being more than that. And we're going to slash the regulations, environmental regulations that are really put in there in order to stop progress in this country. We're going to also slash something else, the waste in our bloated federal bureaucracy. We will create the new Department of Government Efficiency, headed by a gentleman named Elon Musk, who's here someplace. I don't know where the hell he is. He's here someplace. Come here, Elon. Did you see his rocket yesterday? It was captured. And X is with him. X. Come on, Elon, say a couple words.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. Sorry, little X just followed me on the stage here. He's a very enthusiastic supporter, as you can see. Woo! Yeah. So we're looking forward to making a lot of changes, and this victory is the start, really. What matters going forward is to actually make significant changes, cement those changes, and set the foundation for America to be strong for a century, for centuries, forever. So, and make America great again. Yeah. So, yeah. So we're gonna do great things here. Thank you.
Thank you, Elon. I always say we have to be protective of our geniuses because we don't have too many, but that one is a good one. Now, I watched his rocket come down about 3 months ago, and I thought it was crashing. I was talking to somebody on the phone. By the way, same thing happened yesterday. It came down. and it was captured so beautifully. It came down, it's tumbling, it's a mess, it's going down. I say, oh, look at that thing, that's a disaster. And then it gets like a couple of miles away from Earth, and all of a sudden the engines start going on, the things start, and then I see it coming in and landing in the gantry, and I'm watching it, I'm saying, oh, it's going to crash, oh, but those engines came out and they blew the fire all over the place. And all of a sudden, those two big arms came and hugged it like you would hug your little baby. And that sucker landed it. Nobody's been able to do that but him. And he's a great guy. And we have him and Vivek and some great people working on a thing called costs. And he's got the credibility to do it, too. We're going to do things that are really amazing. But he went out to Pennsylvania after that. He landed that rocket nobody had ever seen. By the way, China can't do it. Russia can't do it or come close. It will be 10 years before they can do it. And the U.S. can't do it except for him. And it's pretty amazing. But he did that. And then he journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy. And he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote-counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide, so it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon. And his son's name, who's cute as a button, his son's name is X. He's the only guy who could get away with the name X. But his son is a great guy. One thing we know, his son is smart. If you believe in the racehorse theory, he's got a nice, smart son. But thank you very much to Elon and everybody. We've had so much help. Every radical and foolish executive order of the Biden administration will be repealed within hours of when I take the oath of office. Oh, you're going to have a lot of fun watching television tomorrow. Somebody said yesterday, sir, don't sign so many in one day. Let's do it over a period of weeks. I said, like hell, we're going to do it over weeks. We're going to sign them at the beginning. You know that old story. Let's do it later, then it never gets done. No, we're doing them tomorrow. And we'll have plenty to sign in the future. Don't worry about it. It's not going to stop. But we're going to stop the destructive and divisive diversity, equity, and inclusion mandates all across the government and private sector and return our country to the merit system. You know, the Supreme Court ruled that the United States is allowed to go by the merit system, which is what made us great in the first place. That was a big ruling that a lot of people don't even know about, but it was a big, tremendous ruling. And you're focusing on character, competence, and qualifications in all hiring decisions. Now you're allowed to go by competence and ability and genius. You don't have to hire somebody to send up one of his rocket ships that doesn't know anything about what's happening. As a first step toward restoring transparency and accountability to government, we will also reverse the overclassification of government documents, and in the coming days, we are going to make public remaining records relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, his brother Robert Kennedy, as well as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and other topics of great public interest. It's all going to be released, Uncle Sam. And I will direct our military to begin construction of the great Iron Dome missile defense shield, which will all be made in the USA. And we will get wokeness the hell out of our military immediately and make it like it used to be. Take a look at this. Thank you. So we won 2 world wars with that. And that's the way it's going to be. The American people have given us their trust, and in return, we're going to give them the best first day, the biggest first week, and the most extraordinary first 100 days of any presidency in American history. To implement this historic agenda, I've assembled an all-star cabinet of patriots and visionaries and reformers who will fight for America, and together we will win, win, win for America. To restore the spirit of American armed forces, I have appointed Pete Hegseth as our next Secretary of Defense. Where's Pete? Where's Pete? Pete's here someplace. Where is he? Good job, Pete. They like you, Pete. Thanks, Pete. They like him. To bring back integrity to our intelligence community, Tulsi Gabbard will be our next Director of National Intelligence. To make America healthy again, we will have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services. To end the weaponization of our government and restore the impartial rule of law. Oh, this is so important. She's so incredible. Pam Bondi will be an outstanding Attorney General. She's going to do an incredible job. She will do an incredible job, and she's working with another person who's going to be unbelievable at the FBI, Kash Patel. And tomorrow, everybody in this very large arena will be very happy with my decision on the J6 hostages. Very happy. I think you'll be very, very happy. I would say about 99.9% in this beautiful arena. And by the way, I want to thank the owners of this arena. They are great. They're up here someplace in one of those beautiful boxes. And their team is doing very well, and Ovechkin is a great player, right? But I want to thank Ted and all of the owners for allowing this to take place. It was really great. And thank you. It's a hell of an operation. Great place. Fantastic arena. Thank you, Ted. Thank you, everybody. At Homeland Security, we will have a tough leader in Kristi Noem, and we will have an outstanding Secretary of Transportation in Sean Duffy, Congressman Sean Duffy. Great people. And we're going to win so much that Governor Burgum of the Interior, you know Governor Burgum, one of the best governors in the country, is in charge of Department of the Interior, and the hottest man anywhere in the world for energy. When I announced him, people couldn't believe it. You didn't hear of him, but if you're in the energy business, he's considered the absolute best. Mr. Chris Wright of the Energy Department. He's going to head up the Energy Department. He's the hottest guy in there is anybody in the energy business. They said, I can't believe you got Chris Wright. And a man named Marco Rubio is going to be our great future Secretary of State. And Howard Lutnick, a tremendous success on Wall Street, is going to be our Secretary of Commerce. They have to go through these drills, but they're going to. And I want to thank the Republican senators. They've been doing great. And John Thune has been doing a great job in moving the process along quickly. We're going to have a lot of them hopefully approved very quickly. And a very special woman, Linda McMahon, is going to be our future Secretary of Education, which we're going to be giving back to the states. Let the state run education. I said to Linda, Linda, I'm making you the Secretary of Education, but if you do a great job, you will put yourself out of a job because you're going to be sending it back to the States, and she's fantastic, and her staff, which has been largely hired, is fantastic. And all of the other leaders will come to me and they're going to say, do you remember I used to do this for fun? But it's really not fun, it's fact. Because we have to do some of best of, right? But they're going to come and say to me, sir, we're winning too much, sir. We can't take it anymore. We have to stop winning, sir. We can't do it. We're not used to winning in our country. And each one of them is going to say, every single one, sir, please, you're destroying our country. We're winning too much. Our country isn't prepared for this. They're not used to winning, sir. And I'll say, no, Linda and everybody, we're not going to stop winning. The people of our country want us to keep on winning, and we're going to go win like never, ever before. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be doing it, Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is having a heart attack down here. Look at him. Uncle Sam is going wild. And they think I pay for these people. I have no idea who he is. All I know is he does. And there's Abe Lincoln. Thank you, honest Abe. I have no idea. I swear, I have no idea who the hell he is. But he looks like Abe. He's probably a little bit shorter, in all fairness. Abe was 6'6". He's a little bit shorter. He's about a foot shorter. Other than that, he's perfect. Thank you, Abe. In addition to the most talented cabinet ever assembled, and we're hearing things like that, we will be supported in our mission by countless wonderful American patriots. First, let me thank my incredible family, and I want to thank in particular somebody that headed up the Republican Party, along with Mike, the two of them, Lara Trump, who you saw before, who produced those two beautiful children. Lara Trump is unbelievable. She was the chairman of the Republican Party, and nobody ever said, oh, gee, it's a family member. They actually said, how the hell did you get her to do it? And she did a phenomenal job. We had a minimum of cheating. We watched them like a hawk. Where is Laura? Where the hell is she? Because she did some job. See, she wants to be nice and quiet. She's here someplace. Thank you, Laura. Thank you very much, hon. She's phenomenal. The job she did, and her son, who was up. Didn't they do a beautiful job? The son and the daughter. How many young kids know that one? They don't know that one. But her husband is somebody I'm very proud of. He's doing a great job. He's been subpoenaed more than any human being in history, I believe. Every day he'd get a subpoena from Congress on something, bullshit. But he'd get a subpoena. He's got a PhD in subpoenas. But he did a fantastic job. And Don, you know all about Don, how he did. He's great. He's very popular, too. He knows a lot about guns, I want to tell you that. We had, by the way, I have to tell you, we had great support from every gun group, including the NRA, which really worked hard. And Ivanka and Jared are here, and Tiffany and Michael are here, and Barron and my 10 incredible grandchildren, and another one coming through Tiffany. And of course, I want to thank our next Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance. Wherever he may be, there's a lot of people. Wherever the hell he is, he's here someplace. It's a lot of people. It's a little tough when you say, where is he? You know, you got a lot of people in here. But J.D. Vance has been extraordinary. And he's got an unbelievable wife, the Second Lady of the United States, Usha Vance. So, Usha, thank you very much. It's a beautiful couple, great people. We're also pleased to be joined tonight by Hulk Hogan, the Hulkster. The Hulkster. One thing, it's not hard to find him. All he has to do is stand up and you say, there he is. But he's great. And Kid Rock, wow, Kid Rock is a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine for a long, long time. He did that thing on Budweiser. Budweiser will never be the same when he did the gun with the MAGA hat. That was the commercial that everybody saw. Also with us tonight is a great actor, tremendously talented guy, Jon Voight, who's great and a friend of mine. And Sylvester Stallone is here. Great guy. And you know, I got Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, and Jon Voight to become ambassadors to Hollywood, California, to put it back on track. So they're all ambassadors. You have to refer to them as ambassador, Mr. Ambassador. And a man who's got an army of young people, Charlie Kirk, is here. And I want to thank Charlie. Charlie is fantastic. I mean, this guy, don't believe the stuff when you hear the kids are liberal. They're not liberal. Maybe they used to be, but they're not anymore. You got to see how many people are for us. And I want to thank Megyn Kelly. She's been terrific. She's been really good. And Billy Ray Cyrus. And Lee Greenwood. Wow, has he been company. What a song and what a man. And you know, by the way, these microphones, you see the microphones? I said, what the hell are those microphones doing standing behind me? You're going to have a little special treat at the end of this speech. I don't want to tell you because you'll rush me off the stage. Get off the stage. But you have a little special treat, and I won't tell you, but let's put it this way. It's the people that 30 years ago had a hot song, never hit number 1, hit number 5. But 30 years later, it hit number 1 week after week. And they're here to sing. They're here to sing. For you. And you won't recognize them. They're slightly larger than they used to be, but that's the way life goes. We can all tell you, that's the way life goes. There's nothing we can do about that. Sebastian Gorka, stand up, Sebastian. I see Sebastian there. There's a patriot. He's been with me through thick and thin, right, Sebastian? Now he's with the administration. Thank you. Great guy. And again, I want to thank Elon for what he did in Pennsylvania. He worked so hard. He worked so hard in Pennsylvania. Great guy. And a man who is a champion, a man who took something from nothing. Everybody said this is something will never work, it's too violent. But he understood people. He said they like violence, unfortunately, right? But a man who understood fighting better than any man ever. There's never been anything like this. What Dana White did with the UFC and building it into a monster sport franchise. So I want to thank Dana White of USC for being here. And Dana, you've done a job like nobody could have done. Thank you. A great guy and a friend of mine. A great friend of mine. He's a tough cookie. You want him on your side at all time. Every one of those people you want on your side. And we have dozens of other celebrities and everything, but we're going to get back to what we're doing. But I do want to say, in the audience, we have many governors, many senators, many members of Congress, and other distinguished guests, far too many to name, unless you'd like me to name them. No? Do you want me to name governors, senators, and congresspeople? No. I thought you were going to say that. Sorry, governors. No, but we appreciate all of the love that we've gotten from them. I'll tell you, our House and our Senate Republicans have been unbelievable, and the governors are unbelievable, the job they're doing. Of the crime-ridden cities, the top 25, every single one of them is run by a Democrat. Does that tell you something? We don't have problems in the Republican cities. Tonight, I also want to send our love to everyone affected by the terrible wildfires raging in California. We're praying for you all. We love you all. We're going to be there very soon. I'm going to go out there on Friday to see it and to get it moving back. We're going to get some of the best builders in the world. We'll get it moving back. And I also want to pay my respects to the great people of North Carolina. You know, I won it every single time. And they've been treated very badly. FEMA almost didn't know it existed. And we're going to get North Carolina rocking and rolling, okay? We're going to get them rocking and rolling. They've been treated very badly as a state. Together we will rebuild Los Angeles better, more beautiful than ever before. We're going to get it going. We have the best builders in the world. It's the only people that could do it. Nobody else knows what the hell they're doing. And in 2028, the Los Angeles Olympics will be one of the great sporting events and patriotic celebrations in history. I was with Gianni, the head of the Olympics, and because of the wildfires, they're going to do a special job. They're going to really do something very special on the Olympics. And the opposite, some people said, oh, maybe the Olympics can't go there. It turned out just the opposite. They came to see me the other day, and the committee, and it's just the opposite. So the Olympics is great. And Johnny, for the others, you know, the World Cup, Johnny is the head of it. We had our top people, Wasserman. They all came in on the Olympics, and then I saw Johnny. And we got the World Cup, too. And, you know, it's only because they rigged the election that I'll be your president representing you there. You know, I got both of them. I got the Olympics, and I got the World Cup. And I said, you know, it's too bad. One was in 2026 and the other was in 2028. And I said, I won't be there. I won't be your president. But then they rigged the election, and now we won, so I'm going to be your president for the Olympics and for the World Cup. So, Johnny, thank you for the World Cup. And everybody, thank you for the Olympics. We're going to have a great time. We have another thing happening. 250 years. A celebration like no other. 250 years, and that's going to be taking place next year. So we have a lot of big events coming. And everything we do everything. We take it very, very seriously. But what do we do more than anything else? We put America first. And it all starts tomorrow when I raise my hand on the Bible to be sworn as we'll be sworn in tomorrow. We're all going to be sworn in together. That's the way I look at it. It's not me. It's you, greatest of all time. So we will be sworn in tomorrow. I'll be representing you as your 47th President of the United States. And just in conclusion, together we're going to cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices, getting them back down, raise your wages, and bring thousands of factories back to the USA, right where they belong, and that'll be done through tariffs and smart policy. We will build American, we will buy American, and we will hire American. I will end the war in Ukraine, I will stop the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent World War III from happening, and you have no idea how close we are. We will crush violent crime in our cities and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect they so dearly deserve. We will strengthen and modernize our military again. We did it. We rebuilt our entire military. And then they gave billions and billions of dollars of it to, you remember, to the Taliban. They gave it to the Taliban. They gave our military equipment, a big chunk of it, to the enemy. Do you know that we pay billions of dollars a year? Do you know this? Does anyone know this? To Afghanistan? Do you know that? And I say, if we're going to pay billions of dollars a year, tell them we're not going to give them the money unless they give back our military equipment that these poor, stupid people allowed for them to have. So we'll give them a couple of bucks. We want the military equipment back. We will rebuild our once great cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. And we want to make this city again safe. We don't want people coming to Washington and getting mugged, shot, killed. We're going to stop it. Law enforcement, and they have very good police here, but they have to be allowed to do their job. We're going to stop it. We're going to beautify it. We're going to make it the most beautiful capital in the world. We will teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. And we will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools. And always remember, this is so easy, this will be done tomorrow. We will keep men out of women's sports. It's over. I will defend religious liberty. I will restore free speech, and I will defend the right to keep and bear arms. We're going to defend that right. After years of building up foreign nations, defending foreign borders, and protecting foreign lands, we are finally going to build up our country, defend our borders, and protect our citizens. And we will stop illegal immigration once and for all. We will not be invaded. We will not be occupied. We will not be overrun. We will not be conquered. We will be a free and proud nation once again, and that will take place tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Everyone in our country will prosper, every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with opportunity and hope, and also filled with a thing called the American dream that you don't hear much about anymore. For the past 9 years, you and I fought side by side against the most sinister and corrupt forces on earth. And in our magnificent victory on November 5th, you showed them once and for all that this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. From New York to Los Angeles, from Philadelphia to Phoenix, from Chicago to Miami, and from Houston to right here in Washington, D.C. Our country was won and built by generations of patriots who gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. They were farmers and soldiers, cowboys and factory workers, steel workers.
Moi, plusieurs moun commencé relem pour ban moi témoignage qui ça ti l'huile ça yo fait pour yo. M'gen 3 bouteilles d'huile nan même là, ti 3 ti bouteilles et gen une qui pi gros dans sa l'autre moun recevoir yo qui c'est une c'est l'huile de désenvoûtement ou bien l'huile de purification à base d'hysope, une c'est l'huile de prospérité hein, et l'autre là c'est l'huile de fertilité. Toi l'huile ça ressorti en Israël. Qui côté me joindre yo, comment me faire joindre yo? Au conseil fait me audace pour me présenter l'huile ça. Et d'abord me prend pile risque pour me faire ça parce que me sont protestant. Et en tant que protestant, on connaît que comment nous nan ti soulier nous gon paquet de bagaille nous prend pour diable. C'est déjà son liberté me te prend. Pour me présenter non l'huile ça. Moi j'ai plus que 2 ans depuis m'a servi avec l'huile ça. Et j'ai plusieurs autres bagages qui sorti en Israël me dit nous ça. Qui côté me joindre? C'est parce que guys, m'était toujours à travail. Oui, m'était toujours à travail. M'gen doit faire 6 mois de travail, mais après 6 mois, faut que moi perde du travail là pour me tourner à zéro. Business moi doit marcher pendant 7 mois pour année, faut gon l'autre 5 mois qui pour manger tout ça m'te fait. M'ki doit bien marcher là dans mois ça, l'autre mois c'est moun qui pour prêter me pour me terminer mois, ça me fait pas que temps fini. L'aime senti ma bout à mode de vie tomber lever ça, que me pas ka utile tête moi rien malgré me travail, moi tomber prier. Moi acheter livre. Moins li. Bon, comme moi pas grand rien pour me faire encore, moi tomber dans préparer ministère. Moi al fait un jeûne pendant 21 jours. Pendant mal fait jeune pendant 21 jours et puis me fin fait 21 jours, me senti en dom dim, me senti l'esprit qui en dom nan dim, c'est pour qu'on 21 jours, premier 21 jours ça, c'est pas pour me délivrer. Et même pour premier 21 jours, me fait pour la plénitude du Saint-Esprit. L'homme fin fait premier 21 jours, me parti dans deuxième 21 jours. Dans deuxième 21 jours, bon Dieu commence à l'ouvrir l'esprit, son bonne bagaille. C'est alors que moi commence à chercher moyen, chercher pas qui moyen pour me gagner cob, pas qui moyen pour me réussir, pas qui moyen, m'a acheter livre, m'a pli. Et finalement, bon Dieu ouvre l'esprit sous l'huile de désenvoûtement. Automatiquement, mon joint ni comme une révélation m'acheter. Mais madame, moi pas de quoi dans bagay sa yo, moun bon côté m'pa quoi ka utiliser l'huile sa yo, et bien me commencer à utiliser l'huile là. M'pa bon menti. M'pa bon aucun menti. Bon Dieu m'observe à l'attendem. Dans premier mois yo nan bénéfice dans business moi moi te qu'on a fait $1,000 bénéfice, 1,000 combien dollars? Bah la dure. Eh bien, on commence à utiliser produit ça yo avec la foi, avec confiance. Premièrement, l'huile de désenvoûtement, c'est l'imité plus utilisé parce que me des sentiments voûtés. Il commençait bon résultat. On passait 3,000. On vient monter à 10,000. Jusqu'à ce que bon Dieu pète plafond avec moi. Sous rendement sur business moi. Le moi résultat pas moi dis pas peur même si on parle mal ou critiquer business pas me bien pas ça. Ou protestant pareil moi ou dit moi pas ka servir la l'huile de désenvoûtement. Bon me bien pas ça. Pendant même son protestant qui dit que ou pas violer loi yo. Mais l'huile de désenvoûtement ou dit pas pour chrétien, même bien pas ça. Kay moins payer avant, bill moins payer avant, m'pas nan ferme. Et me senti conscience moi style clair. Moi dit m'a prend risque, m'a dit ou s'ouvre, ou senti ou à bout ak misère, ou à bout tout, ou senti ou envoûté, gon bagay qui bloque l'esprit ou use yo. Moi me prend exactement dans ligne spirituelle là. Parce que me songe dans Somme 51 et David a dit laver avec l'hysope. L'aime joindre l'huile salma que c'est à hysope yo fait me dit me prendre. L'aime fin prendre prospérité à use li tout. Après prospérité am commencer use fidèle et am commencer use mais sacré fertilité. Prospérité ali même c'est à quoi BMB avec chaque jour m'oblige c'est à quoi chaque jour m'gon bouteille parce que depuis le fini il va pas dans biome. Il peut pas dans machine moi sur descendre dans machine on va me bouteille dans bureau on va me bouteille là caillement on va me bouteille parce que côté me passer on gagne petit prospérité ma avec on pas bon mentir me prospérer oui me prospérer il pas bon seulement pour moun délivrer économiquement mais socialement spirituellement ou senti laisse pour faire mais ou pas qu'à penser ou pas qu'à réfléchir tout ça au bail des résultats. C'est ça que fait me dit m'a prend risque là et depuis bon Dieu bon mon révélation pour me faire bagay me fait me pas ta vendre l'huile de désenvoûtement me t'a conseiller moun le moi pas kon côté pour yo joindre ni et ben me dit moun yo voyer yo pour moi pas stock et puis yo voyer yo et puis l'autre monde qui commence à use yo commence à bam de très bons résultats, bon témoignage. Soit utiliser l'huile de désenvoûtement et prospérité, fertilité, et là, bon résultat, tout plus, vous voice pour moi. Parce que moi, j'ai un ami qui dit là, il n'est pas capable d'utiliser comme tout, il n'est pas capable de comme tout. Et automatiquement, il commence à utiliser l'huile là, je dis à commence à construire Kaili. Je vais quitter notre temps de voice ça, et puis son témoignage, je voulais partager avec vous. Pas forcément. Si vous voulez prendre 3, vous pouvez utiliser email ça. Vous pouvez marquer zel 2 points. Après blastcreole@gmail.com. C'est à zel avec les pour faire zel. L'offre fait zel ça veut dire dans place. L'offre fait zel on font zel normal. Et dans place pour ta mettre numéro de téléphone, vous mettez email là qui c'est blastcreole@gmail.com. Et puis téléphone ça en bas les direct et les WhatsApp. ou carrelé direct et pour qu'avon WhatsApp pour dire mes screenshot zel moyen, mes adresses moi complet, voyez le pour moi. Lors fin commencer servir avec ou a bon résultat. M'a vont voice complet pour me dire mes comment tout pour servir avec l'huile de prospérité et l'huile de désenvoûtement. On te voulais partager cette expérience ça avec vous pour connaître que c'est pas un fab, c'est pas un show. C'est pas juste un business. Mais il y a un résultat derrière produit ça. Alors pas qu'on ça fait un résultat. Pas qu'on ça fait ça. Mais moi je n'en pile résultat. Merci beaucoup.
Mon cher, premier travail là, on ouais fruit. Premier travail là, 3 louis. Parce que dans le pays il y a longtemps, pas de jamais une vision caille, en est me fin fait 3 ben yo me fin fait tout ça me fait yo. Quand y a la messe dans sol caille là, t'as les blocs me le poser dit que et on travail qui fait. Un gros travail qui fait. C'est à félicitations. AMT Kapi pile cob, on va régler. Bon Dieu pour nous tout, nous pas qu'on nous pas mon qui ka alkay boko et non bon Dieu nous toujours quoi. Et ça fait me plus happy acheter bon. On sent il fait gros travail moi. Il fait gros effet.
Information c'est pi gros âme qui existe. Si vous vivez ou pas informé, autant qu'on machine qui marche la nuit sans lumière. Informé c'est une, mais bien informé c'est un l'autre. Et bien dans cas ça m'a préféré MPH01, un channel qui pas dans vous monter. Sur MPH ou pas seulement entendre mon ouais, ou pas seulement ouais non, mon gen preuve. Nous toujours entendre en pile journaliste qui vous monter. MPH pas comme ça. Eh bien, ou jeune beau channel là oui, abonnez kounya, invitez en faire ça, activez la cloche notification pour qu'à toujours été informé. Et ça belle là, sous une question ou qu'à poser le commentaire et puis y a répondre nous dans une vidéo pour porter réponse avec question te poser. MPH c'est ou lié et ou l'a toujours lié. Aïe.
Pendant que vous regardez la vidéo, regardez à droite, vous voyez un bouton qui est en noir qui est marqué souscribirme. Ça c'est espagnol. Si c'est en anglais, il est marqué subscribe. Si en français, il est marqué s'abonner. Cliquez sur le bouton ça. Là, on finit cliquer sur lui, vous avez une petite cloche bon côté. Cliquez sur cette cloche là tout. Sur cette cloche là, vous avez abonner automatiquement par sous première option. Vous avez flèche là sous deuxième option. Retirez flèche là sous deuxième option, mettez sur première option que c'est tout. Ça veut dire chaque fois que je monte une vidéo, vous avez besoin de notification. Et puis pas oublier, là, like en bas vidéo ça.